Now, as you would have seen from this title of this video, something a little bit different today. No Let's Play. We're going to do a tactic video. It's my best tactic that I've made on FM22. It's a very good tactic. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. Okay then guys, so as you can see, we are on my Tottenham save. I've got this just going offline for a bit of fun. I've actually been playing it. We did win the Premier League Season 2 and 3, and this season we came second, 1 point behind Liverpool. We got 91 points, and we didn't win the title. Very unfortunate, I know. So this is the tactic, what we've got here. It's just your standard 4-3-3. It's nothing really crazy to it. We've got a goalkeeper on defend. I like that. It's just a bit more simpler. I have changed it to sweeper keeper on support as well. That does work. On the left back position, we use the inverted wing back on support, full back on support, not wing back or full back attack, wing back attack, complete wing back, full back on support. It's an underrated role, I'm telling you now. Two central defenders on defend. Just love them roles. To keep it simple. Then a halfback. Brilliant role. I love the halfback this year. Genuinely, he just fills in at this centre-back position and helps out in the midfield. It's such a good role. And if you get the right player with the right player traits, it can be very, very dangerous. Dictates tempo is one I would definitely recommend for a halfback. We then go into the midfield. We've got the Carolero role. He literally will just basically just go along these lines and do his business. He will help the winger a little bit out as well. I'll show you that in a minute. Then we use a Mazzala on attack. I think I've got tackle harder on him. And that's the other thing I was going to say about this tactic. We do have tackle harder on everyone. It just seems to work. You do get some yellow cards, but it works. Then on the inside forward on the left and a winger on the right with the deep line forward here. Just to fill in this hole here. You can change that to a deep line forward, support or attack. I find attack works better. But the Mazzala in the inside forward really work really well. And then the Carolero and the winger work really, really well as well. Plus, both of these on the right-hand side, the winger and the fullback, they'll get a lot of crosses in the box for the deep line forward or the inside forward coming in at the back post. We score a lot of goals that way. These are the team instructions we've got on. So in possession, we are a wide, pass into space. We play out of defence, work the ball into box, but I do change that around to do this as well. Hit early crosses or shoot on sight. Depends on what we want. Maybe go a little bit more direct if you're playing shoot on sight and hit early crosses. Run at defence. Shorter passing with standard tempo. Nothing really too snazzy there. And then in transition, counter press, counter attack as well. And then take short kicks. It's purely just to stop the long balls and the goalkeeper just giving the ball away. And then we come to the outer possession. This is where we really go hard. There's a lot of pressing. We force the opponent outside as well. Sometimes if a player or a team is a more narrow side, I will try and force them out wide. If they're a wider team and they want to attack down their wings, you can easily just change this to force opponent inside. It works both ways. Yeah, prevent goalkeeper short distribution. Much more. Use tighter marking. Basically, press. We're just going to run you through the player instructions now. There's not that many on there. So this is what I love about this tactic. It's very simplistic. The only thing we've got on everyone is tackle harder. And I think everyone else is pretty much just on tackle harder. So there. As we said before, very simplistic, but it works. I'm now going to run you through some of the stats of this tactic on this side. I get we're a good team. I do understand that, but I just want to show you it anyway. As you can see, we're not actually the best on any of these ones here, but this is when you go into the detail, it's a little bit better. With the average possession, we're only 6th best in the league, 51%. We don't have a lot of possession on this tactic. Obviously, there'll be games against weaker opposition, where you will have more possession. But we don't really have it that much on this tactic. It's not a possession tactic. One thing we are very good at, crosses. Best cross completion in the league. Then wingers, the fullback to the back post inside forward, it works beautifully. And considering we've got the best cross completion, look how many crosses we put into the box. A lot. 429 completed crosses this season. There is also the added bonus. We scored 20 goals from set pieces, but we ignore that one. This is also another interesting one, but you'll see here the pass completion ratio. We're quite low down, 13th on the list, 87%. That's purely the fact this isn't a possession tactic, and it's more of a counter-attacking tactic where you can pump the balls over the top for the quick winger or inside forward, whatever you have. For passes completed, again, you'll see we're 14th in the league. We've not done that many passes. We're not a passing team, so it's very interesting. But again, this is really, really interesting. 223 chances created compared to Liverpool's 171. A massive jump. And also over that, look how many shots we're having. 810 shots. Second in the league. We're nearly 150 behind us, or something around that number. A massive gap again. And that also goes to show with our shots on target. 358. Liverpool had 309. Shots on target ratio, that's where it's a little bit lower. 44%. Again, that's because we're not shooting. We're not having passage of play where the ball's around the box and we only shoot when we need to. We shoot a lot. That's the game. You shoot, you score. But on the other side of things, our conversion rate is very good. 13%, where Liverpool's is 14%. So not much difference in that one either. But again, like I said, we shoot a lot. 21.32 shots per game. Liverpool's is 18. A massive, massive difference over a 38-game season. And with that wing play that we have, where we use the winger and the fullback and the inside forward, and like it's quite a wide formation, dribbles made, and we tell them to dribble more as well. 563 dribbles, the most in the league. I like dribbling on this year's game. I think it's good. And dribbles per game is 14.82 over Brighton, who's in second with 14.63. Again, another little thing about this tactic is quite good defensively. I think the halfback really complements the two centre-backs and the fullback on support. Obviously not being as attacking as maybe a complete wing-back will. And the inverted wing-back will push in and help with the midfield as well. It's just good. 27 goals conceded in 38 games. The best defence in the league. And we get a lot of clean sheets, and we'll go through that in a second as well. With the goals against, or the XG against, 31.47. Liverpool's is 31.96. So we expect to concede least as well. And we're actually conceding less than we're meant to as well with that expected goals against. Another defensive stat, 123 shots against us on target. Man United's was 134. Liverpool's were 136. It's very, very, very good. We also intercept the ball a lot. I don't know. I think that's probably because we don't have possession, so we have to win it back a lot more. But again, it's just very, very good. I'm interested to see where we are in possession 1. We are top. So as you can see, we go and get the ball back a lot. And then defensive roles really, really do help out as well as the pressing. Because if you're going to press that much, not have a lot of possession, you're going to win the ball back high up the pitch and have chances to score. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, guys, we're going to dive into the data hub, and I've pulled some little things up here we're going to have a little look at. I want to just show you, some of these we're the best at, some we're not, but this is how we've been getting on possession-wise. So as you'll see, we are up here. It's pretty good. Obviously, you'd like to be over here on the left-hand side, but it's pretty good. We're losing possession. We know that because, again, we're not a passing tactic. But the fact we're this high up here is quite good. Possession 1 per game, very high. Possession loss per game, we're not in a bad position. For our goal output, I like this one here. Expected goals per game, we're top. Expected goals against, we're here again. Look at that. All the way up there, very, very good. Attacking efficiency, Premier League this season. Aggressive shooting, clinical shooting, we are there again. Liverpool, not even close to us there. They obviously got us bet on the conversion rate, but like shots per game, we're so far ahead of them, it's mad. Our defensive efficiency, again, very good. Up there with Man United as the best. We're pretty much the best defensive side in there. XG table, I mean, look at that. Lots of green. Plus 10 on the goals, minus 4 on the expected goals against, and expected points we was plus 6. So we did very, very well. Unfortunately, we just didn't have enough to win the title. One game cost us at the end of the season. Sometimes that happens. This is what I wanted to show you, though, the pass map. As you'll see, we have got some very good players. This tactic does work with good players, so that's good to know. But it does also work with other teams, and we will show you them in a minute. But there we go. Look at that. It's just a standard 4-3-3. You'll see the goalkeeper, he likes to play out to the centre-backs, and then the half-back will get involved, taking it off the centre-backs, and he will dictate the tempo and do what he wants. You'll see the inverted wing-back. He is here. He's not that much deep. He's not that much more inside than Max Aarons on the right is, really. He's, they do inverted wing-backs. A lot of people misconstrue them about they must come inside all the time, they get caught out. It's not how it works, really. As you'll see on Mazzala, Gavi is the example here, giving it to the inside forward a lot. They've got a very good little combination over here. The Carolero role, James Ward-Prowse was doing it for us this year, alongside Ismail Benacer. He gives the ball around a lot to other people. He takes it off the defenders as well, because he's a little bit more deeper than the Mazzala would be. But that little triangle of players here on that right-hand side is very good. The overlap from Max Aarons is brilliant. And Karim Adeyemi or Heung-min Son, both great players, I know, again, but they get so many assists. But yeah, you can just see where the passes are. But it's such a simple tactic. It's very good, and the halfback will cover because we are playing a little bit wider. The centre backs will split a little bit, and the halfback is just always there just to shore up the defence a lot more. We talked about the possession gained and where, like, how much we win the ball back. This is where it was won back. I'm not sure how much this really matters, to be fair. I mean, 34% there, 30% there. You expect to win it around these areas a lot more. But what I liked here was the 15% high up the pitch. We win the ball nearly as much as we do in our own 18-yard area, which is nice to see. Team attacking, when you compare us to the other Premier League sides, I mean, we are this one here. Just for anyone that doesn't understand this, we are the blue one. Look how much wider that is than most stuff on here. Very, very impressive. And then we look at the team defending as well. Other than clearances per game, blocks per game, which you don't really want to be getting, because when you're defending well, you don't want to be having to make blocks and clearances. That's more of a side that's getting pummeled a lot. We're just very good at not having chances against us. And look at that. Again, much, much wider. I do want to show you some games we had this year, because to be honest with you, this year was like a bit crazy with certain results. There was a certain result I want to show you. This one here, 11-0 against Stoke. Granted, they had a player sent off in the 28th minute, but to win 11-0 in a Premier League game is mental. We also beat Manchester United 6-0. Yeah, don't know what happened. In the FA Cup semi-final, Kylian Mbappe was on fire, but just a very good win. We also beat Nottingham Forest 7-1 in the Premier League. We beat Monaco at home 6-0 in the Champions League first knockout round. We beat Sheffield United 6-0. Very, very good. I do want to show you, look at all the zeros here on the right-hand side. You can see them there. There's so many of them. We'll go by date and just sort of show you the periods where we had lots of clean sheets. We've got one there, conceded a couple there. We then kept 2 clean sheets, conceded 3 clean sheets, conceded a couple, clean sheet, conceded, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, conceded, conceded. And then there's a good little run somewhere here. There it is there. We've got a couple of clean sheets in there as well. But look at that. 1-0, 1-0, 4-2, 5-0, 3-1, 1-0, 0-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, 4-0, 3-0, lost 3-1, 1-4-0, 11-0, 6-0, 1-0, 6-0. There's so many clean sheets in here. The goalkeeper we've got isn't actually that good. It's Livakovic. I don't rate him as an amazing goalkeeper on this game. But 64 games this season with 34 clean sheets. It's very, very impressive. Okay, so you might wonder, does this work on other saves? Yes, let me show you. Okay, so here we are on my Norwich save, and I'm going to show you why this is a decent tactic. Because this side is not very good, let me tell you. So basically the premise of this save is I'm only allowed to sign players who are born in East Anglia, come through the Norwich Academy, or play for Norwich when they're 17 and younger. So we've got Angus Gunn in goal. Very, very average. Max Aaron's decent. Andrew Omobamidele's decent. We did get this new gen through here. Very good player, by the way. He come through the Norwich Academy. Jamal Lewis, again, very average for the Premier League. Devon Moore, very, very average for the Premier League. Castillo, very average for the Premier League. Drew Bershey, he was a wonder kid. He come through the Southampton Academy. Very good player. Was dubbed the next Paul Gascoigne. But again, Alex Matos on the right-hand side. How average is he? Very average. Rooney Badgie, pretty average. He doesn't perform as well as he looks. And then Adam Eder up front. Does pretty well. But again, he's not the best player in the world. He's a very good player in this year's game. But he's not that good. And you look at the sub-bench, and it's just even worse. We've got a 33-year-old Nathan Redmond. Look where we finished in the league. 7th in the league. Season preview was expected to come 15th. Literally was expected to come 15th, and we've absolutely smashed it. But as you can see here, this is the pass map versus the last game we played. Again, it's the same thing. Angus Gunn gives the ball to the centre-backs. Devon Moore picks it up. The only problem with Devon Moore, he doesn't have dictate tempo. I did try and get him to do it, but he can't do it. He's not a good enough player to actually manage to do that. So yeah, that's just how it goes, really. Even without a dictate tempo, the halfback still is a very good role. But you can see it's the same thing as the last one. Max Aaron's there on the right-hand side, combining with the Carolero and the right winger. Adam Eder dropping deep. Mazzala dropping deep and giving it to the inside forward, who's very high up there for some reason. I'm not too sure why. And then Jamal Lewis, obviously inverted wing back, is helping inside as well. But as you see, it's the exact same thing. And this is with a weak side. It doesn't work. It does work, sorry, with weaker sides. And that's why I love this tactic. I've got one more team to show you, and this one's a little bit better. Now, obviously, if you are a fan of the YouTube channel, this is the YouTube save. Again, it's going to be the exact same thing. We've all seen it now. This is the third team I've used it on myself. The only thing I would say is I want to try this on a lower league side and see if it can work lower league. I know it works in the Premier League. We've tested it. I know it works in Spain. I know it works in Italy. Does it work in lower league football? That's what I would like to find out. But there we go again. it's the same thing. Declan Rice, not as involved in this game, but we've only played one game, so it doesn't really give you a full analysis. But as you'll see, the right-hand side, again, is probably the most used side, I would say, in this tactic. The Carolero, the winger, and the fullback, all helping each other out. I think we might have Max Aarons on fullback attack, and that's what I mean. I can change this up a little bit, and it will still work. But he's on support, apparently. But yeah, either way, that's how it goes. So yeah, basically, guys, what the premise of this tactic is to soak up a little bit of pressure, but also have possession as well. It's kind of one of the middle of the range tactics. It's not designed to do one thing. It's good at most things, and that's what I wanted to try and build. And I think with this tactic, it just sort of works. The fullback support here, he's not going too far forward because the winger attack and the Carolero are here. The fullback will just push up and help. He will overlap as well. The halfback is just sitting in there to try and dictate tempo, like I said, and give the ball to whoever he wants to. The Mazzala is going to press higher up and help the inside forward, and he's going to push up into these half spaces here. And when he does that, he pushes into that number sort of 10 role. This is where the inverted wingback comes in, because he will sit around this area and help out in the central midfield. It's very good like that. It's very versatile. And then obviously you get the deep line forward. He will drop into this little hole here, and he'll just do that little stuff there. It's very useful. And the only thing I would say about this tactic, guys, and I think this is quite important, this is why I want to see if it'll work at a lower level. It kind of worked at Norwich because we had Adam Eder there, but his vision and passing isn't what I'd like. The reason this tactic was made, it's called the Spurs treble for a reason. I won the treble with Spurs with it. I made it because of Harry Kane. I made this for Harry Kane. Mbappe was there, or Son, or whoever we had. But the idea is to let him drop in there, and then the inside forward and the winger to go mad and just do what they want, basically, and roam around, score goals, get assists, and just have fun. But it's mainly for Harry Kane, who obviously has great passing, has great vision. So I'm a little bit curious to see how this tactic would do with a striker that can't do the deep line forward role. Like I said, Adam Eder's not great at it, and it still worked. So I think it'd be okay, but I really want to test it out in the lower leagues. But there we go, guys. That is my first ever tactic video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to see more of these, I can create more tactics and do more stuff like this. Let me know. Like the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Till next time, guys. Peace.